So it's Sheffield Wednesday versus Preston North End. Let's get into this. Is your review. Hello and welcome to this video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would much appreciate it. Everything that helps, and a lot we're trying to do. We're trying to get to 4,500. So if you could do that, I'd much appreciate it. Liking, sharing and subscribing does all that good stuff, as I've already said. But yeah, we are playing Preston North End, who are not where they want to be in the table. They started off with Ryan Lowe, and then they brought in Paul Heckingbottom this season to try and steady the ship for them and see if that can help. Now, Preston are one of those teams that have always been around mid-table where we currently are. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. So let's go have a look at the team new for both teams. Beadle, Palmer, Valerie, Bernard, Macklow, Gassama, Shea Charles, Johnson, Windath, Ugbo, Smith. That looks like it two up top to me. Pierce Charles, Valentine, Whitway, Iorfa, Chalobah, Ingleson, Masaba, McNeil, and Jamal Lowe is your bench. Interesting that he's not started Ingleson. I would have thought he would have played him. But at the end of the day, this is his choice. And it's interesting having two up top. And it'll be interesting to see how we play without a Barry Bannon today. So they go with Woodman, Watmore, McCann, Reese, Fudjak, Story, Hugh, Greenwood, Forstenson, Keller Hayden, and Potts. I've done the best I can do. Connell, Lindsay, Bure, Whiteman, Ledson, Holmes, Bowyer, Keane, and Ozamic are on the bench. And I believe Ozamic was the lad. I believe he's the one who was banned for a bit for biting. I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comment section below on that one. But how do we think we're going to do today? I think we're going to get a good result. Hopefully, all 3 points at home. And it's back-to-back home game coming up where our record at home at the minute isn't great. It needs to be much, much better. The home form needs to improve. And it's the first of one of 2 Lancashire clubs that we are playing in a many days. Because, of course, we've got Blackburn Rovers on the Tuesday night as well. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, Wednesday can get all 3 points at home and kick on a really good period and trying to keep those back-to-back wins we've already got and keep pushing, because this is going to be the busiest time of the season for us right now, and we have to take advantage where we can. So hopefully Wednesday can do that today. Well, it's going to be another one of those games where first half we are absolutely crap. Let's call it what it is. We were not good at all. They started the better. They look better. They look more into it. We look sluggish. We look lethargic. We look all over the place. We can't string the passes together. The creativity's not there that much. Little glimpses of it trying to pay off, but nothing real clear cut. And that's an issue for Wednesday today. They started out the block faster, Preston. They've asked us a bit more. And this is the thing. If we're going to do that and not start well, we need to be able to set a solid foundation at the back. And we don't do that. It's a very simple throw-in that they take very quickly, which then cuts us open and makes it easy for them to put the ball across the box, and it's 1-0. It's really poor defending. Once again, it's where we just switch off completely. And they just have a lot more of it. Like the stats at one point, I think it was, they'd had 8 shots, and 6 on target to our 7 and 1. And we're really struggling. Windath have made a decent shot and tested the keeper. Ugbo got hit over the bar, but nothing really properly to write home about. You'd had Gassama hit it wide, but it's been all Preston. Preston have been the better side. They've knocked the ball around better. Beadle's had to pull off some really good saves once again. And it's starting to become repetition now that we speak about Beadle keepers in games. And it is something that just seems to be the norm at the minute. He did it versus Derby. He did it versus Hull. And now he's done it again versus Preston. 2 really big saves to keep the score at only 1-0. We need to wake up. We need to be a lot more fluid with how we're knocking the ball. There's a lot of stray passes going. Johnson, when he had gotten the ball, he's managed to do it. But there's also been times where Johnson's had the ball and he's like that going, can someone move? Someone make a move? Could no one making one? A lot of the players are frustrated and shouting at each other. There's a bit where Marvin and Danny just had a little bit of a shouting match at each other, and he wanted Johnson to keep it in because he wasn't quite there, and he didn't. And it was just like, he was just shaking his head. What am I meant to do? He was like holding the back of his hamstring, kind of making an indication, oh, this felt a bit tight. But it's just poor. It's, again, Sheffield Wednesday having a really bad first half. once again. And again, it comes back to the whole thing as we have a first poor half, and then we might have a good second half because they've been bollocks. And it'll be a case of coming from behind again if we do this. And at the moment, it doesn't look like we are going to do it. We look like we are well and truly not going to be up for this game. And again, it's another situation as our home form is just not the best at all. At home, we are not the best team to play. We struggle at home. The atmosphere flat, but again, ticket prices for this game will have been expensive. It being a Sky game, it's wet, it's cold. But there got to be better ways of trying to sort that out. And we need to wake up, step up, and go again. Because so far, Preston North End have been a much better team than us. And we have been really piss poor. Before I start the second half, I will say this now. We did not deserve to get anything from this game. Absolutely nothing out of this game. They should have absolutely taken all 3 points. And we just didn't. They should have. They just didn't, thankfully for us. But we were poor. We were very, very poor indeed. We were just really, really poor. It was a poor performance by us. We have to make substitutions straight away. Subs are Valentine, Ingles and Masaba on, Valerie, Palmer, Ugbo off. And we start well trying to get into it, but then they start getting back into the game a little bit. And you're thinking, can we get something out of it? Anything will do at this moment in time, but it's just like you're thinking, what can we do to change the game? And then suddenly, we get a pen. We get a penalty. Really good play by Valentine. There's a drop ball. Referee looked like he accidentally blew his whistle. And you're thinking, great, we got a pen. Let's see if we can convert it. And it's an absolutely poor penalty by Windass. It's just really badly hit. He followed through bad as well. It's a good save by Woodman. And that chance to get us back in the game, you're thinking, here's the chance to get something and try and push us a bit further forward. We get 2 penalties in the space of like a week. Also 2 weeks. So you're like, oh, finally got another penalty like Barry. I do not understand for the life of me why Michael Smith is not taking that penalty and why Windass took it. I don't know if it's captaincy override. He's looking for his 50th. For me, I don't think he should have taken. I think Smith should have done. But it is what it is. We don't go from it. We take Charles off and bring on Chalobah. He looks really good, Chalobah. Come on. Kind of controls it a little bit more for us as well. And you're thinking, can we try and make something work here and try and get something in this game? And we do. We do manage to get something. And it's a crappy goal. Michael Smith gets it in, just gets it under the keeper. It's scrappy, and we do start to turn up a little bit. We wake up a little bit. We try going forward, get his crosses. Gasama tried to go a bit on the front foot and trying to get that little extra piece of pace, but he's just not there. But then we keep giving silly free kicks away. It's a mixture. If you're a Wednesday fan, it feels like they're looking for it. If you're a Preston fan, you're like, we won that. It's one of those ones where you look at it in different ways, depending on what team you support. Some of them were fouls at times, and there were silly free kicks, and they could have easily got 2 or 3 in that second half if someone had just put a toe on it, because they had to do that, because there were so many low crosses across the box and no one getting onto them. Beadle added a good impression of a Man City keeper, just playing it and just doing it, spinning it back to himself. He's lucky. But all in all, at the end of the day, point shared is the least we could have asked for, considering how poor we were. We were absolutely dreadful today. I think we were not able to get into the game at all. And the fact that we come away from our place with a point says it all. Our home form is just terrible. It's just not good. I'll be interested to see what he picks come Tuesday night versus Blackburn Rovers, because that tonight wasn't it. Tonight, I say tonight, I feel tonight because how dark it is outside. That this afternoon just wasn't it. It wasn't a good performance at all. Sometimes you get good performances and get lucky and get a draw. And that's what we got here. Preston will feel a little bit hard done by with their performance there. 'Cause I think they deserved, with the way they played, to get all 3 points. They just didn't have that finishing quality. So we end up in a draw again, and it feels very much like the Cardiff game, less so than it was the draw. A point puts us in 9th place for the time being. That's probably not going to be it by the end of the play today, though. But we're in 9th. But it's a point. We'll take a point. Move on to Blackburn Rovers, but we got to be better. It got to be better because we got to start playing much better football than this.